So Francis Bacon actually made it to one of the highest offices in the land, but he fell into disgrace, and that's one of the things that sits around his history, is that at the end of his life, he was disgraced totally. Tell me the story around that, because I know there's a fascinating story around it.
Yes, I mean, eventually, later on in his life, in King James the first time of England, in 1617, Francis became the Lord Keeper of the Great Seal, and then Lord Chancellor, when the previous holder of the office died, and was Lord Chancellor, Lord High Chancellor until 1621, which is, he's known as the King's Conscience, and he's in charge of Chancery and the laws which really make law fair. It's a wonderful, it's like the King's Mercy, really, in one way of seeing it. But he also holds the King's Conscience. He's the great advisor to the King. He's also the person in the Star Chamber, where all the bigwigs, if you like, of the government assembled.
Where the influence is.
Yeah, he was the chairman of it. Yeah. And so he had to act as chairman of all the council that were deciding things, the King's Council. Well, there are people who are jealous about him. It was a long story, really. It also involves a love story of someone he was once in love with, called Lady Hatton, who somebody else married and then treated badly. And anyways, it is too long a story for this short interview. But there was jealousies around of him getting his position from merit rather than having bribed his way to it, which some others did. Not everyone, but some did. And certainly the people who were jealous, they were willing to bribe their way to it. Well, Bacon had won his position on merit. He was a very good man, a very fine judge. He'd been advising two sovereigns. He was the first QC for Queen Elizabeth, first QC we ever had. Started the whole Queen's Council off. And then the King James, when he came, he then carried that on, made him the King's Council. KC. Wear silk, they call them silks nowadays. So he was the first one. But he needed a higher position in order to get enough money to pay for all the things he was doing. Because he needed to pay for his team of helpers to develop what he was really interested in, which was philosophy and poetry. But he had to act. He was given these higher positions successfully and ended up as Lord Chancellor. Well, these jealous people hatched a plot to bring him down, and they did it because there was a big outcry against the abuses that the king had instituted through monopolies. And he'd given them masses of monopolies, which are ways of taxing people without using government. It's like a king's
backdoor taxes.
Backdoor taxes. And he'd given this to his favourite Buckingham and Buckingham's family, and they were growing very, very wealthy, and it was an abuse. So people having to pay taxes on whatever they were selling. And all this money was going to Buckingham and so on. And
so it wasn't going to the good of the land at all?
No. And so they were really out for the King and Buckingham. And that couldn't happen, bring everything down. So then those who were jealous of Bacon's position said, well, look, Bacon is Lord Chancellor, he's the chairman of the council, therefore he's the one who agreed that these monopolies could be done. It's not true, actually. Bacon spoke against the monopolies. He thought they were bad.
And they couldn't attack the king.
He was outvoted.
They couldn't attack the king. So they,
And then we got evidence from letters and so on that the king actually ordered Bacon to plead guilty to charges that were going to be brought against him.
Even though they weren't true?
Even though they weren't true, you can read them oneself. None of them are corrupt. But he had to sign as if they were corrupt in order to take the fall for the king. And he says, he made himself the sacrifice, the oblation for the king to save the throne, save the king.
Massive injustice.
Massive injustice. The extraordinary thing is, it happened almost immediately after he was given the title of Viscount St Alban.
Right.
Now, St Alban is the original St Alban, the British Roman person, the first saint, first national saint of our country. He became a saint because he protected somebody else, another priest, and gave up his life for that. He was martyred,
so he
giving his life to save somebody else, and was known as the founder of Freemasonry in Britain. And so you got the new St Alban, Francis Bacon, who is linked with the refounding of modern Freemasonry, turning old Freemasonry into modern type. Got that secret, but he has to have his sacrifice. I mean, who arranges these things? So he fell, but it was awful. It's an ongoing sacrifice because his name was tarnished as a result.
And he's gone through history.
Damaged
his reputation.
Damaged his reputation, damaged his good name. So people then tend to look at everything that Bacon did in the wrong way. And then they miss all the good stuff. Because it's... I mean, every human being is human,
Absolutely.
Has ups and downs. But he was a particularly fine person, and all the people who knew him say that.
We see that in all the things said about him after his death. And trying to equate what you read in the history books with then what's said about him, it doesn't add up, does it?
No, it doesn't add up. No, he was a fine person, very jokey person. People used to bring books to the table when they had dine with him to write down all the jests he used to give. He was full of jokes. Well, usually see a picture like these things, sort of serious. Well, he obviously wasn't.
It sounds like it was very, very witty and great fun.
Great fun.
And a real sort of ideas person.
A good friend of his is Ben Jonson. Ben Jonson adored him. He thought he was a fantastic man.
And you see, none of this equates to the person who was corrupt and shamed. So again, a story within a story, and everything not quite what it seems to be.
That's right.
So it's the story of Bacon's life, isn't it?
And it's so interesting to rediscover the real truth about it.
Well, hopefully now people will go and find out for themselves. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you so much.